Hi, Carolyn, holistic anxiety coach here. I wanted to talk today about the anxiety and inflammation connection. This is take two. I don't know if anybody saw me on live just a few minutes ago, but my connection cut off. So, take two. I am going to quick share this into my group and then I will get started. Hey, if you guys hop on, I can't see who's here, so if you hop on, say hey, let me know where you're at. Okay. All right. Very good, very good, very good. So, oh, sorry, I need to mute that. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so anyways, before I get started talking about the details of the anxiety and inflammation connection, I wanted to take a minute to tell you why this is important to me and my story. So, you know, when I was getting ready to get married to my husband, it's about 11 years ago, I was planning the whole wedding kind of around my anxiety, right? Let me know if you guys can resonate with that. But I knew I did not want a lot of people there. I knew I didn't want to feel trapped inside. And so I planned a small wedding, mostly with just close family. And the ceremony was going to be outside, and the reception was going to be outside in a tent. It was kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a farm field. And that was my kind of thing. So because I knew that I just have so much anxiety over changes to begin with. What I didn't really, I guess I wasn't really aware of that then, but I knew I had a lot of anxiety over it, and so I wanted to make it as enjoyable for myself as I could. And so I was just going to keep it really, you know, really casual, and that's kind of what I went with, and you know, not fancy, casual, relaxed, keep it really relaxed, you know, relaxed vibe, and that's what I did. But despite doing all these things, it was still I didn't feel that well that day. Not that I was surprised. I was used to that for any big major events. And then we were supposed to leave for our honeymoon. I don't remember if it was the next day or 2 days after the wedding. Either way, I was like so sick by then. I just felt so nauseated. I was just having to use the bathroom, and it was miserable. We had to miss our flight. I could not get on a plane in the condition I was in. So we had to miss our flight, and we rescheduled them for the following day. I still wasn't feeling great, but a little better. So, but in rescheduling them, we had to pay like $1,200 more. So anyways, we finally get on our flight. We get out to our honeymoon location, and I just felt bad the whole entire week of the honeymoon. It was such a bummer because I was going to my favorite place, and I was sick for kind of months and months after that. I could not eat very much. I was always feeling like an upset stomach. I lost a tremendous amount of weight. And this isn't the first time this has happened to me. It happened to me again, or it had happened to me previously when I first went away to college. I mean, same kind of thing. It's like my body got so sick from all the anxiety I was having. So anyways, the good news is I did finally kind of figure out that certain foods were bothering me. So that was part of it. But I know part of it was definitely just straight anxiety. So my anxiety started to resolve when I was able, over years now, mind you, to discover that certain foods were bothering me and to take those out. I mean, and my degree isn't in nutrition, and it took me years to figure it out, because when I go to the doctor for an allergy test, first of all, they never ordered an allergy test for me. I asked for it, but it showed up that I had no allergies. But I knew for darn sure that when I ate certain foods, it made me feel sick. So an intolerance or a sensitivity is different than an allergy. It's not going to show up necessarily on an allergy test. So that was one. Number two, they just diagnosed me with gastroparesis, which is just slow stomach emptying, and they didn't know why I had that. A lot of times there's an underlying cause when you're diagnosed with that, and it might be, uncontrolled diabetes, it might be thyroid problems, but I had none of that. So I was just kind of like, well, this is what you got, I don't know, but think about it. To me, it makes perfect sense. Now, the doctor said, well, because I asked, would this have anything to do with anxiety? Because I remember back when I was on an anti-anxiety medication, I didn't have any of these stomach problems. And he says, no, gastroparesis isn't caused by anxiety. But in my personal opinion, I think it could be definitely linked, because when you are in the flight or fight response, one of the things that gets turned off is your digestion. Your body doesn't worry about digesting your food because it's worried about giving the energy so you could fight or flight or run, you know what I mean? So anyways, so I had this, I was dealing with all this, but like I said, I did figure some of it out with the food sensitivities, but that took years. And then I came at it the other way with all the mindset and all that when I got a coach. And so I'm at the point where I'm feeling so much better. But in the meantime, I had developed more and more food sensitivities. And I think, to me, that was caused by the constant inflammation in my body. That chronic inflammation caused more food sensitivities. So anyways, that's kind of my background with this, and why I'm kind of pretty passionate about this, and why I think it's so important. Because studies have linked anxiety and other mental health issues to higher inflammation in the body. So I don't think they know necessarily which causes which, but I think that personally, I think it's kind of like a feedback loop. You have more inflammation, inflammation creates anxiety, more anxiety creates inflammation, on and on, right? So it's great to come at anxiety with the mindset work and the deep breathing and all those types of things. But if we come at it from both directions, not just mindset, but also the body and getting the body healthy, that's when you're really going to get your best results. That's when I was able to get my best results, is with both, right? Because the body and the mind are intertwined. You cannot separate them out. So now I wanted to just talk a couple minutes about some common inflammatory culprits. So as I said already, chronic stress, definitely a culprit for creating inflammation in the body. So this might just be, anxiety, but it could also be like, you're going all the time and pounding coffees all day to just keep going. That's going to create stress in your body. Lack of boundaries, for example, can create stress for you. All the ruminative thinking, all those thoughts about what ifs and what's next, and all that thinking that can go on in your brain when you're anxious, right? Hey, if you resonate with any of this, pop in a comment. If you want to just say, hey, I don't know who's watching or where you're at, you pop in a comment. So that's definite, a big contributor to inflammation in the body. Infection is going to be causing inflammation in the body, and autoimmune disease can cause inflammation in the body. But another big factor in inflammation in the body is diet and nutrition, and especially a high sugar, high carbohydrate diet can contribute to that inflammation in the body. So if we can decrease that inflammation, it's going to positively affect not just your mental health, but also your physical health, right? So we can do that through mindset work. Meditation has also been shown in studies to lower inflammation in the body. So mindset work is big, but the other way to come at it is through your nutrition. And not just through lowering carbs and sugar, but also there's a lot of factors that can lower inflammation in your body. So that's kind of what my inflammatory elimination spring clean is about. And it's also going to help you identify if you have any sensitivities to different foods. But that's not just what it's about. It's about both lowering that inflammation in the body and showing you kind of some sustainable ways to do that, but it's kind of a boost in lowering that inflammation because we hit it hard. And so, you know, our modern life really overall contributes to inflammation in the body. So it's going to be almost impossible to have no inflammation because look, the diet we eat, the chemicals we're exposed to, the fast food, and just that go lifestyle, right? So it's finding that balance and doing what we can to minimize the impact it has on us, right? So I want y'all to think about how you want to feel. Who do you want to be? Okay? What's most important to you? Where do you have control in your life over what you want? And what steps can you make towards that? I'd like to challenge you to choose just 1 or 2 steps that you're going to move forward with. I want you to picture a day when you have little or no anxiety symptoms. Just picture that in your head. What is that like for you? Picture a day when you feel healthier and more in control of your life. It's amazing, right? Picture a day when you choose to put yourself first so you can benefit from that and those around you can benefit from that, right? So for me, it would have been an easy choice 10 years ago if something like this was available to me. It was a different setting out there 10 years ago. There weren't all these coaches out there. There weren't I didn't know about an inflammatory elimination spring clean, and I didn't know all this about food sensitivities. And I think a lot of this stuff has developed more because we're living a different lifestyle. We're exposed to more chemicals. There's more chemicals in our foods. We're doing more fast food than we were, you know, 20 years ago and all this. So it's affected us. It's affected our bodies. But that choice wasn't an option for me 10 years ago, or if it was, I wasn't aware of it. But the lucky thing is, it is for you guys now, right? It would have saved me so many years, right? It would have saved me so many years of increasing anxiety, of battling health problems, of missing out on my life. Okay, so I would have done it in a second. But I just want to say that this inflammatory elimination spring clean can really be a springboard for you to get started. But for you, it may be something else that you're choosing to move forward with, and that's fine. That's good. I just want you to choose something because you do have the power to change it. You aren't meant to live anxious, and it's totally in your control. So if you are interested in learning more about the inflammatory elimination spring clean or joining us for the inflammatory elimination spring clean, you can send me a message or shoot me an email. I have that posted. And I hope to see you all there. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And bye-bye now.